Everybody in this room, both press and public, understand just how much destruction Sandy brought to our state. Over $37 billion of damage, including personal property, businesses, and publicly owned infrastructure. Since day one after the storm, our administration has been moving aggressively on all fronts to help residents and businesses rebuild and to repair or restore our transportation system. Nowhere is that more prevalent than right here along Route 35, which sustained some of the most severe damage in the state. In the days after Sandy, our transportation professionals did truly remarkable work along the entire highway, removing thousands of truckloads of debris and sand to make way for emergency responders, contractors, and homeowners. Sections of Route 35 were chewed away by floodwaters. See the Mayor Maniloking here this morning, right in his town. It was completely chewed away, and the ocean met the bay. The storm surge tore in a new peninsula, washing away the houses, washing away the road, and the scope of the damage that was left us with a choice that mirrors that of so many of our residents and businesses. Build back just to where we were, or rebuild better and stronger by accelerating our long-term plans for Route 35 in this area. I had that decision to make, and I've made it. Our decision is to rebuild better and rebuild now. And so I'm proud to say to the people of this area that we're making this a priority. That's why we're announcing an investment today of $215 million in federal highway funds to rebuild Route 35 from Point Pleasant Beach to the entrance of Island Beach State Park. Now, as all of you know who travel up and down here, as do me and Mary Pat, that's 12 and a half miles of road, which sometimes seems like 40 and a half miles of road when you're driving here in the summer. But that's good, because that means there's lots of people here at the shore. DOT will be advertising the first of 3 contracts next month with shovels in the ground early this summer, and the entire project to be completed by the summer of 2015. If you're wondering why the project is going to take a few years, let's be clear. This is not just a resurfacing job. What we're going to do here is to get under to the entire driving surface and the drainage system that was destroyed underneath the roadway. The project will involve work by utility companies and DOT contractors. New pipes will be installed underground, including a new underground stormwater drainage system, and then contractors will replace the concrete road with a thick, stable stone base topped with asphalt, making it more strong and more resilient than the road that was here before. That's part of what we're trying to do in the aftermath of this tragedy, is not to just build back to where we were, but to build back better and to use the federal funds that we're getting from the Congress to make sure that we make our infrastructure better here in this state to sustain future attacks by storms if they come. And this new roadway will be better and more durable in every way. Commissioner Simpson has assured me that NJDOT will work closely with all the local officials here to minimize the inconveniences that go along with a project of this magnitude. Another reason why we're doing it in stages. You wouldn't want to be closing down Route 35 in the summer for a 12-mile stretch. It would definitely hurt business a little bit. So we're going to work together with the mayors, with their councils, and with the businesses along Route 35 to make sure that we rebuild it the right way, but we try to minimize as much as we can the impact to businesses. This project is important as a symbol for the region and for all those who still face the uphill challenge of rebuilding. As I've said all along, this is going to be a long process. It's not going to be a short one. And I know some of them are committed to making steady and sure progress and improving on what we had before. Moving this project along is one of those markers of progress for us. Likewise, the last 2 weeks have provided some really important milestones in our rebuilding. The federal government has approved the first phase of community development block grant funding for New Jersey, $1.8 billion, more than the city of New York, more than the state of New York. And our goal for the first slice of this funding is to use it predominantly for 2 grant programs. First, a homeowner grant program designed to assist homeowners with the gap costs they face between their insurance claims and their rebuilding costs. Now, these rebuilding costs can either be the rebuilding of your home that's been severely damaged, or if your home was not severely damaged, to be used to help to elevate your home to deal with the new requirements based upon the new flood maps. Second, a business grant program administered by our Economic Development Authority to assist businesses to get over the hurdles they face to reopening, replacing inventory, finishing repairs to their buildings, whatever they need to get back and reopen. So of the $1.8 billion, the overwhelming majority of that money will go to those two programs, to get homeowners rebuilt and back in their homes, or the ones who are already there, to help them with the cost of elevating it so they can meet the new standards and not be paralyzed by higher flood insurance premiums. And for the businesses, great to hear that 30 businesses are back open here in Lavallette. We want them all back open. And the way to do that is not to offer more loans to folks who may already be saddled with debt, but to give them a grant to let them know that we feel it's important for them to get reopened and reopened for this summer, and to give them a grant from this federal money to do that is something that I feel strongly about. These programs we've designed still need to be approved by HUD. We expect this could take several weeks, but we're moving aggressively to get these federal relief dollars moving to homeowners and businesses as quickly as possible. I was on the phone just yesterday with the Secretary of HUD reviewing these things with him, and we hope to get some decisions soon. It's going to take some time, but know that the administration remains committed to working alongside all of you as we rebuild the New Jersey shore. And the fact is, I'm hopeful that these programs will be in place by the last week of March or the first week of April. So as you begin to plan the rebuilding of your own homes, the elevation of your own homes, take a deep breath, get your plans in place, and then look for the advertising of these programs near the end of March and beginning of April so that you can take advantage of them. They're there for you to take advantage of. And more New Jerseyans who sign up for them, the more we'll fund them. But we want people to make the commitment to rebuild their home, to stay in these communities. And to do that, we know we're going to need to give you a helping hand. The same thing with businesses. That's why we fought so hard in Congress to get this money passed, why I fought so hard to get the president to sign the bill, and why now we're working as hard as we can with the people of the federal government to get this money approved and then ready to be distributed to the communities that need to have them distributed. Now, there's some specifics about the Route 35 program that I want you to hear about, so I'm going to invite the Commissioner of Transportation, Jim Simpson, to come up to make a few remarks, and then I'll come back for questions from the press. I want to say that Commissioner Simpson and his folks, especially in that Maniloking area, did an extraordinary job. If you look at where that was on that Friday after the storm when I first went to see it, and to where it is today, they did an amazing job in 60 days to get that thing up and running, and they really did great work. And that's a real tribute to his leadership of the Department of Transportation and to the men and women who work for him and our private sector partners who all said, let's put everything else aside. We've got to be able to get emergency responders. We've got to be able to get contractors and people to clean up this entire barrier island through that area. And to do that, we had to make sure we fixed Route 35, at least temporarily first. Now he's going to talk to you about how we permanently fix it to make it better and stronger for future generations to enjoy this great area of the shore. So let me introduce Commissioner Simpson, and I'll come back for questions. Commissioner?
Governor, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Governor. And thank you, other elected officials, public servants, and guests joining us today for this major announcement. As you heard from the Governor, the New Jersey DOT plans to carry out this project in an expedited manner to limit the duration of construction-related inconvenience. Before Sandy, we had plans to do this project. We were going to do it over 6 years. Because of traffic and other concerns, we're getting this project done. The Governor says, I want it done by the summer of 15. You know how the Governor is. I will get it done. It will be done by... Normally, the DOT avoids construction activity at New Jersey's vacation and tourism destinations and the shore during the summer months, but we can't this time. But this summer will be characterized, it's a little bit different this year, by a mixture of vacationers as well as construction activity to homeowners, businesses, and the DOT with this total reconstruction. We will be awarding 3 construction contracts to carry out this project. As the Governor said, it's $215 million in its totality. The first contract we award will involve work on the northern end of the project limits in Bayhead and Maniloking. By the summer of when 2014 arrives in the summer, we hope to have substantially completed work there and will have advanced the reconstruction work to points south of Maniloking where Route 35 is generally a divided highway of 2 lanes in each direction. This configuration presents great opportunities for us to accommodate at least 1 lane in each direction at all times. You will always have, for this entire project, you will always have 1 lane in each direction. We will work with elected officials, the local police, and anyone else that would like to work with us to obtain their input as we try to limit the inconvenience during this work. There will be some inconvenience, but it's all for progress in the future. As the Governor stated, our goal is to substantially complete the project before the start of the 2015 summer season. When we are finished, residents and vacationers will have a new, smooth roadway with sidewalks and other complete street elements for pedestrians and bicyclists to enjoy for many years to come. As we rebuild the infrastructure along the Jersey coastline, whether it's storm-related damage or worn out from age, we are identifying opportunities to harden the roads and bridges to make them more resilient and better able to withstand Mother Nature and potentially future storms. Along 35, we will be rebuilding pump stations to work in tandem with the new drainage system that is part of the project. This new system is really important for all of you that know this area so well, because we routinely get floods with heavy rain or with nor'easters. This is going to limit that, so you won't have those closures anymore. I'd like to... what the governor said, to make it better, make it better. Just a few words of the gratitude that we all have at the DOT and all of our other 17,000 people at all of our transportation agencies for our governor, who's been a true leader when it comes to investing in the state's infrastructure, not just transportation infrastructure, but all infrastructure. But in transportation, the evidence of the governor's commitment to safety and mobility can best be seen up and down the Jersey Shore, from Monmouth all the way down to Cape May. We're spending billions of dollars here. Now, some of it is coincidental, has nothing to do with Sandy, but it's good that we see all this progress going to the 21st century. I'll just give you a few. You all know that if you go down to Cape May, you've got 3 traffic lights, 9, 10, and 11. On a parkway, you don't expect to see traffic lights. This is like from the horse and buggy days. Governor said get rid of them. This has been on the books for 7 years. Do it now. We broke ground in December. We broke ground with the Turnpike Authority to do that. We just completed a $400 million bridge to go over into Ocean City, New Jersey, with bike lanes and fishing piers. It's done. The upcoming, we're starting a new we broke ground the other day. We're doing a new bridge, excuse me, on the Manahawkin Causeway to connect Long Beach Island. It's a new bridge, and then the reconstruction of the existing bridge to double the capacity, and people can now walk safely and bike over that bridge if you care to do so. Right now, as we speak, the Governor's Recovery Office and our folks at the DOT are working with FEMA about a project to rehabilitate Route 37 bridge that you all know between Toms River and Seaside Heights in Ocean County. And then I know many of you take the Parkway and you face sometimes delays, but the Parkway is getting better, and unfortunately we do have to remove some trees to expand because it's necessary. But we've got an ongoing, just in this area alone, $900 million Parkway widening project that is adding a lane in each direction from Atlantic City to Toms River and rebuilding the Bass and Mullica River new bridges. Plus we've got widenings going on at the Atlantic City Expressway. And last but not least, we've got a $300 million safety project to restore full-width lanes and shoulders and replacing bridges from mile markers 83 to 100 in Toms River and Wall Townships. That project started in December 2012. I think it goes to show you that this state spends over, with the Turnpike and the Parkway and transit and everything else, we're spending over $5 billion a year to make it better for everybody in this state. Thank you.